We are live.
Yes, we are.
Hi!
Hey!
Welcome everybody to this week's exciting episode of Dave's Eyebrow.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. Okay, so let's do this according to the rules of engagement, which I have here. Twitch number 20-something, title something clever, I forgot already. So, hellos and introductions. Hellos and
Hi.
introductions. Dave?
I'm that guy with the cup that you all want.
No, but seriously.
I do the design bit.
Okay,
I'm Paul. I do the marketing bit.
all right. And I'm Mathieu. I do the other bits. I produce. So that's what I do. All right. We are trying a few different things today to try to actually be able to look at the chat somehow. We'll see how that works. We would like to introduce our amazing mods for the day.
There are so many,
There's so many.
but some are missing today.
Yes, sorely missed. So we have with us, as usual, the delightful, suggestive, the amazing, sassy UK Murph, the Eternal. And we have Mr. McLean, as usual. And do we have anybody else? Bucket?
No
Is
Bucket today.
coming? No.
No bucket today.
Who's the global moderator? Ooh. Dynastical? I do not know who that is, but that seems powerful. And then we have Loose Man 159,
I like that one.
who's staff, I assume from Twitch. So welcome to this episode. Hopefully you enjoy yourself with our pleasant crowd of people. Right. And then I have nothing here. And then I have
True.
nothing at all. We do not have news and announcements for the moment right now
Nice.
for today.
I'm partially invisible, which is amazing.
Are you
'cause I have
wearing?
a little bit of,
Oh, you're wearing
just a little
green.
bit, so you
I,
can
I was
follow-
wondering if my
follow.
shirt would. Oh, it's slightly invisible.
We're ghosts.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
like that.
Done. So, everybody is asking about the Halloween DLC.
Yeah.
I have one comment on that. The people who ask, oh, by the way, do you know the price? Oh, do you have the date? I think that if we did, if we were in a place where we wanted to tell you these things, you'd know, probably.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're gonna just say, oh yeah, you didn't, you asked, so we're gonna tell you. So we do not have this information for you today. Well, the day is young for us, but not right now. All right. That's part one, almost done, really, and then there's nothing at all. You want to comment on that?
No, we'll take questions from all of you right afterwards if you have any about the Halloween DLC. I'm sure there's a lot.
All right. I am also almost wearing an orange smock. Almost.
Almost.
All right, part two, what is on its way? So obviously the Halloween DLC that you may have all seen already, because obviously people dig into things. We'll take a moment to actually talk about the little moment we had on Tuesday morning when we put the new patch on the public test, which is great because it actually allows us to look at how people react to things like the shrine and things like that, and the new UI for the menus and all these things, which was great, which was the whole point of this exercise. However, we forgot a thing. Are you done shaking that
Sorry.
thing? It's
Please.
the G juice again.
G-juice.
Seriously.
Yeah, and every time?
Yeah.
Last week as well?
You found the
Yeah.
G
Oh,
fuel.
Really?
Yeah,
It's actually the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's G Fuel, not G
Just,
Juice.
just.
No, but
just-
we
yeah, but
know it as G.
Stop
yes.
shaking it.
Okay.
Not
Promise.
sponsored?
No.
So-
Back to Halloween.
Yeah. You may have noticed that we left in a bug where essentially well, it's not a bug, we tried to lock out all the Halloween stuff, and essentially if you put in the offering for Haddonfield, you would get sent to Haddonfield, and someone put a video, which, by the way, was absolutely fine for them. We screwed up, they didn't. good thing is most people actually seem to enjoy the map, or what they saw of the map, or what they were able to experience of the map, which makes us feel a little better. However, you weren't supposed to see that right then and there. You also have a fold on your face.
Always.
Okay.
I'm the fold guy. I don't know.
Is it a temporal fold?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the map shouldn't have been revealed. It was our mistake. But the map, I'm glad that most people seem to think that it's gonna be really cool, because it's gonna be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The rest, though, we're gathering a lot of feedback from that. We do have a special Discord chat where we have a lot of people talking to us, and we're listening and we're interacting with them. So that's really, really cool. And we're getting a lot of really interesting feedback on that, which makes us feel better. Yeah, I think that's it, really,
Yeah.
on the Halloween stuff. So the Halloween stuff is coming. As I answered someone earlier, I'm not going to give a date now. If I was to put out a DLC for Halloween, personally, me, if it was just about me, I would try to make it happen before the actual October 31st.
Also known as Christmas.
Yes. Yes. All right, let's take one question. If all the killers except Michael would face off, who do you think would win?
Who and what?
If all the killers except Michael, for some reason, he's not in the race.
Yeah, no, of course, because would fight
Mhm.
or would actually run in a race.
Oh, I think it's a race.
It's a race.
Would face off in a race.
In a race.
Who do you think would win? Well, the
Well,
nurse.
the hillbilly. The hillbilly would win.
The nurse would cheat.
No, she would try to blink and then she would get stuck there and look at the ground and get confused.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, hillbilly would win.
All right. So next thing, tournament is a thing that's on its way. I want to talk about it a little bit. Actually, talk about it a little bit.
All right, so we're working on a set of tools within the game to be able to hold tournaments by ourselves. So a lot of people have already started talking about that and are trying to organize these tournaments. We've seen a couple already, and it's really, really interesting. So we want to make sure that we give to you guys enough tools to be able to hold these competitions and make it interesting. For example, having a sixth player within the lobby or within the match that can only spectate. So some sort of competition holder or even referee that can stream his portion and be able to spectate the killer and the 4 survivors that are playing. Things like that.
Mm.
So that should be pretty fun.
Any other things like that?
Yeah, at some point, we're going to release that in many versions, but I also want for this mode to be fully customizable. So it would replace the Kill Your Friend mode in some way, where you could be able to go within that mode and the competition holder, the manager of this mode, would be able to define what type of loadout you can use, if you can choose any killer or just one, if it's a random map or if you want to choose a specific map you want to use. Obviously, this competition mode would be out of the ranking system because, you can customize as you want, so it would be unfair. So basically giving all control to you guys within that mode.
All right.
There.
I'd like to see some of that. How much for DLC? Have you not been listening? we literally just addressed this. It's okay. Where is our Baru shirt? I don't know. I don't do your laundry. Did you misplace your shirt? It's unfortunate. I'm sure he sells more. You should get another shirt. Okay. No, do not. Murph, don't do that. So there. All right, next thing, Shrine of Secrets. So a lot of people have questions about the Shrine of Secret that we have put on the public test server.
We might as well talk about it again.
We might as well.
Yeah. So Shrine of Secret is already in the public test, but it's not working. It's not activated right now, even though you can access it. The Shrine of Secret is going to be an alternate way for you to get teachables. The Shrine of Secret will show every 7 days 4 teachable perks that are chosen randomly. What's important to understand is that out of these 4, it's mixed for survivor teachables and killer teachable. And the selection that appears there is the same for every player. you will be able to purchase with an in-game currency, so not real money.
The shards you've seen in the corner there.
Yeah, the iridescent shards. You will be able to collect these shards by playing the game. So any time spent within a match will award you with the shards, which you can then use to buy teachable perks in the Shrine of Secrets. If you already own a teachable, that's fine. It's going to stay in your inventory. You're not going to lose it. If you want to buy it again out of the Shrine of Secret, we will give you, well, the entity is going to give you blood points instead. 25,000 blood points actually, so you can progress faster in your characters.
No, you do not lose your existing teachables.
Absolutely not. So the old teachable system, meaning just grinding through a character, is still in the game and is the only sure way to get exactly what you want. Because the shrine is completely random, you won't know exactly what's going to be there this week or next week. We don't know either. It's something that is chosen by the game, by the system. So grinding a character and going through prestige is still a valid way to get exactly what you want.
So will we ever get a woman killer? You have one.
Yeah, the nurse.
There will be more. And then people scream because there's not enough women survivor and everything. So yeah, that's answered. So I want you to answer that question. I don't exactly understand. So someone
there was a question about
what happened that made Paul age so much between the last stream and now.
And this week, work, stress.
Is it the juice?
It's the G juice.
It must be the juice.
It's the G juice. Yeah. That's probably it. Okay. Do you think that 25,000 blood points is a bit too low?
No, I don't. I think it's the adequate amount.
All right. That's why we put it in. Okay. Do we have plan to release Portuguese language? Actually, you're not the first one to ask that, and we do have a lot of Portuguese people. So as you may have noticed in the public test right now, the Thai translation is in. You may not all have noticed that because your system needs to be set in Thai, if I understand properly. Yeah, so Thai has come into the game. We're adding more languages as we can, and that's it. So yes, more likely than not, Portuguese will make it at some point. Mm-hmm. That was interesting on the Shrine of Secret. Do you want to add anything else on that? I think those values, that system, we put it in and we see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we've already have some data from the public tests, and we were already talking about some minor tweaks before it actually releases. So yeah, that's it. I mean, if you have other questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat. And also, there is a Reddit and a Steam forum post about these. So if you have any other question, please ask them away.
Yeah, we also have a wiki.
Yeah,
there's also a wiki.
It's very informative.
An official wiki.
Yeah. Is voice comms cheating? Is voice comms cheating? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, we don't put it in the game for reasons, but we know that especially on Survive with Friends and Kill Your Friends will have people speaking over other ways, even if they're in the same room, it works, and that's not cheating.
Yeah, is using a phone to talk to your friend while you're playing Dead by Daylight illegal? No,
it is illegal. It's in the end user license agreement that you signed by pressing install. What is the rate drop of the shard?
It is adequate. No, I've already answered this question on Reddit actually, or someone on Twitter. So the drop is time based, but it is there's an under the hood system that prevents anyone from botting this currency, which is quite exciting. We'll see if it actually works against bots. So I won't reveal anything just yet, to see how it goes and how the community reacts, and especially people that still use bots react to it. And then it might, there will be other steps toward the anti-bot system that will go along with it. So I'll keep it that.
Will we get some merch, like t-shirts or something?
Yes, it's all coming. We're in the process of working on different concepts.
We're knitting.
Yeah, no, I've seen some some concepts from the team, and you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're excited about it.
I'm thrilled.
We're working it out. It's on its way, and there'll be an official post about it, and you'll know all the details soon enough. Hopefully before Christmas.
Well, that was non-committal. Any new killer costumes?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun question. Yeah, that's actually a on its way thing that we could have.
We totally
addressed.
could have talked about. Well, we're
Yeah.
still in the on its way thing. So let's talk about some killer costumes.
Yeah. There will be some killer costumes.
Yeah.
It would be even better to be able to show them.
Yeah, I'd love that, but no. There are killer customization items being created as we speak, and
Yeah.
they are sweet.
They are very cool, and they're not on an exclusive card.
No.
That's the important bit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Exciting.
say more things.
Well, maybe next week or
Maybe next week.
sometime. We'll show it at some point.
Okay. And speaking of the codes on cards, I get a lot of comments and questions and begging and pleading and bribe. Not enough bribes, to be
Not
fair.
enough.
Seriously, I am not against
You need
bribes.
to up your game, guys.
Just saying. You can get... anyway, I'm not going to go into details, but bribes are fine. However, they do not guarantee a code. But speaking of these exclusive items that we gave, so far there's the Dweird and Sharp Stash, there's the Chuckles Mask, there's the Science Fair Claudette, and the Street Meg, and then there's the Daddy Jake. These things will become available at some point in some form to the rest of human people out there. Most likely there will be a slight difference in maybe the background color for these items when you have them in your customization. Maybe the description will be slightly different, just so that the people who receive the exclusive version, the people who are extreme collectors, can still feel good about themselves. I guess.
They're still going to be exclusive, but there's going to be another variation available to everyone.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. I'm just repeating.
Yeah. I will give you a $5 and a Toblerone bar for Street Meg. All right. If you come here to the office and deliver a Toblerone bar and $5 Canadian, then we can talk. All right. What else we got? Are you gonna fix falling through map as a killer bug? No, we like that one.
You do?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely. We need to. We're fixing bugs. If you have a bug where a killer falls through the world, that's rather critical, and these are the kind of things that we usually jump on as fast as we can.
Report as much as you can. If you have videos, it's even better.
Yeah. How about a kill with friends mode, 2 killer and 8 survivors? Well, that's original.
First
No,
time I hear
I'm
about
being
it.
very sassy today. I don't know what's wrong. Did you put something in my coffee?
No,
Extra sass
not.
in there?
I should have. Something relaxing, maybe. I'm gonna get rid of this.
All right.
Disgusting.
So, yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying.
Your red lines are piling up.
My red line,
Do
yes.
something about it.
There's way too much. When are you gonna fix hook camping? Dave, when are you gonna fix hook camping?
All in due time. It's something we're working on. We, it's not going as fast as everybody would like, but it's gonna happen at some point.
Will shards be given for time already played in the game?
No.
No. Make poll, name maps? No.
That's a good one, actually. I like that.
Do you want to name maps?
Hell no. That don't work for you.
Wow, it's contagious. All right.
Look at that blue thing.
Yeah, the G Fuel is getting to your head. Is the shard supposed to lower the grind?
Of course, it is supposed to lower the grind, but it doesn't mean that it's only going to be the sole fix to the massive grind. We've already said that we wanted to modify how the progression is, and this is also something that's coming quite early, right after Halloween. So progression should also be faster as a normal thing, and then shards see it as a bonus way to get perks.
Someone said,
Bonus.
will Michael's power not actually encourage camping?
Well, I've heard that of all the killers, actually. A camper is going to camp, really. And I won't stop developing something that I think is fun, only because somebody can use it as a camping mechanic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it.
Do you guys take suggestions and concept ideas from Reddit, Steam forums, etc.? Yeah?
Yeah.
We take them from a lot of different places. There are a few specific cases we could talk about, but for instance, I could talk about that. There was, I think 2 weeks ago or something like that, we showed a user on Steam, a guy from Ukraine had done a really, really cool mask for the trapper.
Yeah.
It was really cool, shiny, everything. He really wants to work in games, and he did a really good job. He even used the same naming convention for all the bits and parts, and he did all the shader and everything. Awesome job. And we are actually in conversations with him to buy it from him as an outsourcers, like we would do with any freelance work that
That's
we would
really cool.
which we think is kind of fun and kind of cool. So, that's the kind of thing. We're very much open to finding good ideas out there and pouncing on them. We want to also bring in more concepts that don't necessarily come directly from someone out there, but from culture of different places, which we might not be as familiar with. So we're talking about China and Thailand and, I don't know, Brazil or something. These places have, well, like here, if you go and dig into Quebec mythology, there's some really funky stuff in there, and we might want to dig into that, but we also want to make sure that people who play, I don't know, we have 75,000 people playing in Thailand right now, maybe they have ideas that they'd like to see in the game, so we're looking at things like that.
So, Bonhomme Carnaval, next killer.
There you go, confirm. Ever going to fix botting in games? Huh?
I kind of talked about this already, just watch the video replay.
Killers stuck in pallets. What about that? Yeah, that's a bug. We're working on it.
Yeah.
We'll fix. What about the It clown as a killer? Yeah, we addressed that. Mr. King is a big hero of ours, and we would love to do something. So, Mr. King, if you're listening to this Twitch, please. There you go. Maps being tested on the PTS.
Yeah.
So that's something we want to do. Not with Haddonfield. Let it be noted. That was kind of we didn't do that.
Surprise.
However, we want the next one to be on the public test servers quicker, and so that people can start playing on it, and we can discover more of the issues in there, and that we can actually make the map better for everyone once we put it in the game. So
the good news is that we had some sort of a deficit on release, a deficit of time to be able to create content as much as we wanted. It was summer, people on vacation, getting used to a live product, things like that. But this deficit is almost gone now, so we have a little bit more time to have a longer public test for some of the features that we have planned. So that's the good news. So, more polished content.
Someone was asking if we could get a tab button where you can see the overlay of where you're at with the different categories and how much points you have gathered everywhere. And it's funny because I remember having that conversation during production, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, at first we've decided that we wouldn't do that just to keep you fully immersed in the game. But as an option, it's totally cool. It could happen. Actually, for the competition mode that we were talking earlier, for tournaments, it's something that we want to add to that sixth player, the spectator, so that he can pop up information as the game is played. So if we build it for that section, we could test it and build it as a permanent thing for everybody.
Paul, I love you. So, there.
Okay.
Will you add a mute button for the lobby? If not, can you?
Yeah, we have this question.
We talked about it, right?
Yeah, we have this question quite often, and I'm not sure.
Well, it'd be a mute for the chat itself, and essentially it's just a...
No, I think that people are actually asking
for the music?
for the music, because when you've been waiting for a long time as the killer, for
Okay.
example, the music can be irritating.
Uh.
So it might be something, but it's of the lowest priority, to be honest.
Yeah. When will you fix infinites and don't say you have because you have not? Yeah, okay, that seems to come back, but seriously, I'm not impressed by these questions right now.
Try harder.
There you go. Thank you, Dave. I knew you had my back. Part 3, game changes. So we haven't really put any major game changes in the game in the last week, so there's really...
No, except the big patch that everybody has access to. So these are
Yeah, but
the
it's
massive
not live.
changes. It's not live. It's in PTB, and we won't discuss it today. But if you want that information, it's available everywhere. Everywhere.
All right. What about the leaked Michael abilities on Reddit?
Yeah, that's a shame too. I mean, it's fine, it's there, and it's fun because we can see the reaction of everybody right now of seeing, what you guys think it's going to be, and it's quite interesting to read. And some valid questions and comments and concerns in there that we're reading, before release is actually pretty fun. We actually think that it's something that we might do officially. Like before we actually do a balanced pass or we release new content, we would make some of it available as text before we even start working on it, so that we can already get the community's feedback right off the bat, right before we begin. But yeah, that thing that's been leaked is a shame. It hurts us a little bit.
We wanted people to be surprised, and now it's
Yeah.
sort of ruined the surprise.
The thing to know is that we can block all of that stuff, but it would take more time for us, and since we're such a small team, we've decided not to do it to be able to create more content. If we have to start to block all of these things, meaning that it's going to take more time to create content, which everybody loses in that case.
How are things between Paul and Sly? Sly and Alicia that we had last week, they're pretty pictured there.
Still working on it, people. Still working on it.
It's a long distance relationship. These things are difficult. Plus, I get in the way a lot. What about Krampus? I'd love to get Krampus in the game.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We talked about it. Dave, your hands are making noise.
If your ends are not making noise, go see a doctor. Well, sorry about that noise.
Okay. Is there a possibility of making no edge shorter or at least visible for survivors?
Yes and no. It might or might not come into a perk balance pass at some point. Maybe.
Will there ever be a payday crossover?
I don't know.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
What do you mean exactly? Like
a payday mask for the killer, or maybe a payday killer, or maybe
that'd be interesting.
The payday crew as survivors
no.
without their guns.
Yeah, that'd be
doesn't
weird.
work.
Well, they do have melee weapons, but even then, weapons. Yeah. Will you be at PAX South? Most likely not. Can the killer get insta-grab on taunting survivors in the exit?
It's actually something we've considered. Yeah.
It'd be super funny. If you're in the middle of a
Awesome.
gesture,
Yeah.
it's like insta-grab.
There's something here on the board. We call it the one-hit safety, which is basically, you all know about it, is that if you're perfectly healthy and that there's no ED and there's no chainsaw and there's no one-hit kill of any sort, you're safe. So you can taunt the killer, and that's not being scared. So it's something that we want to fix, yes.
So there. When are you gonna tell us when the DLC is coming, essentially?
We demand the release date.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No.
Because of reasons.
Raisins?
Reasons. Do you have any plans for the rate at this point?
Well, we've changed a couple of neat things in the PTB. If you want to
So
test that
people
out.
who have not gone to the public test.
Yeah, you could check that out because the rate has changed a little bit. He's actually quite more stealthy than he was. So the cloaking effect is more dim. I don't know how to say it. It's more cloaked basically, and he won't make this growling noise when cloaked as loud as it was before. Also, the crows that are all around the level, they won't fly unless you actually they don't fly at all when you're cloaked as the raid. So he's more stealthy. Now it's interesting because I talked to quite a few players who use the raid as a main killer and they're devastating with him, and they laugh at all these messages of the raid is shit. But I also feel like he's in a good place, even though people think he's much weaker than anybody else.
Is there going to be a follow-up to the story behind the special object in the campfire?
Oh,
we did not get to the bottom of this.
Object. Yeah, we had to go deeper.
Yeah, we still haven't reached the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
Infinites.
Sure, we fix a couple, and then we have others, and then we have a list, and then we fix a couple more, and then we find others, and then we release a map, and then there's new infinites, and then we fix them forever. I guess it goes in the pile of will you balance the game, and will you optimize the game, and
Ever.
will you fix infinites, or we could say will you modify the levels.
We could start asking,
Yes.
will you ever shut up about it? And it'd
No,
be the
it's
same kind of...
It's forever.
It's forever.
It's infinite.
Yeah. Are non-human survivors a possibility? Like a dog, maybe? I'm thinking of board games I've played with survivors, and there was a dog in there.
To be honest, I never say no, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I mean, the biggest issue here is the payoff for that, because the expenditure of energy and production time we would require to get a dog, let's say, in there, even like a monkey, would be rather demanding. You can think of all the animations in the game right now, especially the paired animations trying to be interrupted through a window and taken out of a cupboard. All these things would have to be redone specifically for that character.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of energy.
But not going that far, I can imagine us in 10 years having Sauron as a killer and an elf as a survivor.
Well, it's a non-human, but it's...
It's non-human.
Davis.
Okay. So like Vulcans and,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Will the Lori stun be the wire hanger?
No, it could be, but the perks doesn't define this object as something in particular. Actually, we won't see that object.
So the rate is human?
What? But the question was about survivors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the rate
Non-human
is,
killers is already not that big of a stretch.
No, absolutely not. But the rate is human. He was human once, anyways. What's up?
No, that's it. He was human once, and then I got emotionally invested in this.
Just like Matt.
Are you gonna do something to make Asylum less frustrating for killers?
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
It's a tough
no.
map for killers.
It's tough. It can be tough. I'm pretty sure you can get frustrating experience all over the place.
Yeah.
And some people get frustrating experience only on that one map. Are we going to do something about it as such a vague question? No. With specifics, though, and if you want to discuss about it, that would be interesting.
Do you guys think there should be 2 exits to the basement? We get that question a lot, and every time I could say, if we thought it should have 2 exits, you can believe me, there would be 2 exits in there. We do think that 1 exit it makes it the scary basement that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Shut the fuck up, devs. Shh. Okay, message deleted. We can talk again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I mean, I respect all of you. So
Do you take any feedback from 4chan boards?
no, absolutely not.
All right. How about a survivor who can attack the killer? Kapow.
Any what?
Survivors who can attack the killer. Kapow.
Kapow. Well,
Laurie sort of kind of can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, one of Laurie's perks allow for hitting or trying at least to attack the killer. There's no proper attack. There's no like taking a sword and swinging type of attack.
Yeah. What's your guy's favorite brand of coffee? G Fuel for Paul. He's a G Fuel kind of guy. I just get the Chaos one. And there's a tentacle.
Entity coffee.
NTT. Ha! It's funny. Can you give out codes? Yes, I can. It is within my power to do so. It's difficult. Okay. So JJ keeps saying so many people are screaming that they want this and that and so on. I just want to say you guys have been doing a great job.
Oh well, thank
Thank
you.
you, JJ.
That's very nice. All right, let's go to the next part, which is part 4 from the web.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, let's do a little bit of that. Let me get my trusty...
Hold off your question, people, because we won't read them for a while.
Hang on to your questions. Okay. Where's Ash? Okay, that's a beautiful image from Aria Zoo, an inspired little version of their nurse. So there, it's pretty and everything. This was tweeted to us by a user called Jetxer, saying he's working on a really cool little setup for Halloween. I cannot wait to see more of that, because that is a lot of cool props
it's really
right
cool.
there.
Well done.
Yeah. This is from Marfecti. Bit creepy, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but yeah, that was part of our artwork section, and I thought it was interesting. So, there you go. We have here some art from Naira Fairfield. That's a very good name, by the way. There seems to be a little loving caress from those daddy fingers. So,
That's how it's called.
yeah, alright. Nanami created this A Day Without Survivors for the Trapper, and I thought that was beautiful and delightful and very
That's really
amusing.
cool.
Well done.
Well done. By the way, when I name people, oh, this is beautiful. No, it's fine. Go on. This is from Nia, who posted a couple of those images that were posed, probably through some other stuff that I'm not exactly sure. But it's a beautiful moment, and I thought it was worth showing to people. Yeah. So when people post these artworks on Steam, the original poster might not be the artist. It's very hard for me to get to the bottom of this, so I apologize if I didn't give you the proper props, but I do my best. If you contact me and when we switch it up, I will be happy to remedy the situation. So this was an interesting one from Ray McMillan, which actually said this is not Dwight. And I was wondering what the hell that was about. This is from our old friend Vasgard,
Awesome.
who created that, I believe, during the alpha, when we were not allowing anybody to talk about anything about the game. And he kept that in a box somewhere.
Yeah, he said, "Can I post this? I mean, I think it's it's pretty low res, and nobody would know what it is." And we said, "No, wait." And now it's
really cool,
it's really cool.
It's really cool artwork. We do like our pixel art here.
Yeah.
And the last one, this is from Ivana Lin, who we met at PAX actually, and who was, I believe, stalking us. And there's some people working right now on a live action movie, a short movie inspired by Dead by Daylight.
Awesome.
So I thought I'd put that there, and we were keeping a close eye on what's coming out of this.
Nice.
So that was our little segment. That was When you begin to talk about significant and relevant things.
Oh,
You're
we could
in the
right now.
wrong Twitch stream.
No, we
Funny.
could right now. Let's do that, please. Start questioning us with relevant things. That we
Oh!
Shut it.
No, I mean, let's do this.
Water to the burn area.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. So might as well.
Whoa!
There
Okay.
you go.
Please remove growling noises with Insidious.
No, not that one. Absolutely not. I mean, you need some weaknesses with that. Insidious.
Insidious is so much fun.
It's fun and strong, so it's good as it is.
Where's Ash?
Not around.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Don't
in a
make
better
that face.
place now.
He's not
Yeah,
dead.
he's not.
Please.
I mean, he's in a really nice place. It's out of town. They have lots of grounds. He can run around with other creative directors. He's happy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So when are you gonna invite voice actors on the stream? That's a good question. Did we get voice actors on the stream? Because the voice actors in the game, by the way, are all employees of Behavior that we.
Don't Sarah is a voice of one of the.
Yeah, she was on
Is
the
she?
stream. I believe she was one of the.
she was.
She was.
Well,
Yeah, but is she the voice of one of the survivors? I believe she might be.
Well, my question is why? You know, why I mean, sure we could. Do you guys have a lot of questions for voice actor?
Yeah, they want to ask them if they're gonna fix Infinites.
Ah.
So yeah, talk about the most relevant thing, the patch. So right now, the two pieces of information we cannot talk about the patch is when and how much. So if you have other questions about the patch, we're happy
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
discuss that. Any plans about making new levels of prestige?
Yeah, as we talked before, it's something that that one is cool. I just saw a little Chuckles laughing guy
That's a shot.
emote. Chuckles.
Oh, I believe that's from Diabetic.
Oh, that's nice. I love it. Anyways, yes, more prestige at some point, but I would prefer to have the faster progression first and a plan for this that makes sense. It's also important to me that everyone that grinded this long progression system is still rewarded properly for what they've done before we actually change the progression to something faster. So yeah, eventually.
All right. Will you fix the 180-degree auto aim?
That's not a thing. It's not that amount of degree. There is a aim assist. It has been there since release, and it's actually working as intended. Now, will we do something about it? Yes. It's not a fix. It's more a balance pass. It will come with a much bigger balance pass that we're planning. So yeah, yes, there.
Okay. How is Michael Myers going to hunt?
With a knife.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah. I guess we can talk about his power.
Yeah, sure. It's out there anyway, so
Yeah,
might as
okay.
well discuss it a little.
So Michael Myers' power is the stalking power. It's called Evil Within. With this power, he will, stalk. So the way it works is that when you activate a power, you go into a focus visual mode where you see quite clearly the survivors if you have direct sight to them. So they're still going to be hidden by collision, and if they're stealthy, you won't see them. But if they're in plain sight, you will see them. And at that point, if you're looking at them, you will build up your power. As you might have seen on different channels, there's 3 tiers. That's quite difficult for me to say. 3 tiers of this power. So as you progress, you unlock more power. So in tier 1, you're stealthier character, so you have a terror radius that's much smaller. But you're a little bit weaker, as in you don't have a long lunge attack, you do normal damage, and so on. As soon as you get to tier 2, your terror radius is a bit wider, you get more distance in your lunge. The most important bit is when you get to tier 3. At that point, you have a limited time to do double damage. as a normal attack. So this is actually the time where you need to fear Michael as well and hide as much from him as possible. The really cool thing about Myers is when you mix up his power with all the different add-ons, because the add-ons are going to be specific to one of the tier of Myers, and it's quite interesting compared to the other killers. There, I hope this
Clears it up?
Clears
Okay.
it up.
Will you fix the 179.9 degree aim?
Clever.
Ha! What is the best strategy as a killer? That's tough. I'm more of an instinct person, so I don't have big strategies, which didn't serve me very well when I was playing chess, but it works well for me playing Dead by Daylight. I tend to just make shit up as I go along, as some of you may have guessed.
I have a shit answer for that, though. But for me, the best strategy as a killer is to play the role of the killer. I think that's the most fun you can get out of the game. And usually when you play the role of the killer, you'll get enough point to rank up, and it's going to be, it's getting disgusting.
So cold.
Yeah. So that's where I get the most fun out of the killer.
Do you think Whispers will be overpowered perk on Mike Myers?
No, because Myers is Whisper. It's not going to be OP.
No,
it's
going to be a good mix. It's going to be a good combo. Are there going to be more Asylum maps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't we have some in the pipe right now?
No.
No. Okay. I thought so, but... Ever gonna add a bigger version of the map? 2 killers, 8 survivors. Well, even if we were to do that mode, 2 killers, 8 survivors, I don't think we'd create maps specifically for that. We'd just let people run in there, and the system would add more generators.
Probably that only some maps would be usable in that specific mode. Like some of them would probably be too small or too busy to allow for proper gameplay. So it would be limited to some maps.
Stop tapping your feet, please. Nobody's tapping their feet, but maybe there's a bit of banging with your elbows. Maybe. I don't know. Add toggle, crouch, and sprint. Oh. We tested it actually at some point during development.
But about controls, we always said that at that time we had to choose just one scheme. Just if you can remember, we didn't have any controller customization at one point. What? So now that we have key binding, we can actually add more options to it, such as choose to have a toggle for crouch or not. So yeah, that could happen too.
What do you think about generator rush strategy?
It's a valid strategy. Obviously, it's not super fun for anyone involved, as it goes super fast. We're actually looking into a very neat upgrade to the game that's going to come at some point. It's not going to be soon though. That will make games longer.
Okay. About making the game moddable. So a lot of people have been asking about that. As we said, we'd probably like to jump onto the Steam Workshop system, which would be really cool. It's not something that we are doing right now, but yeah. We want to have something like that. We want to be able to have people submit stuff, and then we'll have some sort of a validation system, because we don't want to have bunnies everywhere. I don't know why that's the first thing that people would do.
Yeah.
Please update your website. So yeah, we have a big update on the website that's coming.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work internally. It hasn't been pushed yet, but it'll be better. That you are correct. This needs a little polish. How the perk for the new killer going to work for the old killers?
They're gonna work.
That's it? Really?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the question is, but they're gonna work.
It's like asking how the perk from the nurse work with the other killers.
Yeah,
they just work.
No worries. If the question is about the Obsession gameplay, Obsession is for everyone. It's not just for Myers. Anyone can play with Obsession.
Is Lori a survivor, or is it a big car? Ha! British people. Do you plan on adding a customizable basement? Yeah, we had that as an idea at some point to have the killer actually be able to put some sort of a personal spin on the basement, on the look of the basement.
Just not a priority, I guess.
Is Obsession a new game mechanic?
Obsession is a new game mechanic. We could talk about it fast.
Oh yeah, we do have only a few minutes left.
10
Shit.
minutes, 12 minutes.
All right.
Obsession is a new gameplay that's coming in with the DLC, but it's actually in the patch, so that part is actually free. So Obsession is triggered by loadout items, add-on, offering perks. So as soon as there's one equipped that has the Obsession gameplay, one of the survivor is picked as the killer's Obsession. And Obsession is basically a condition, which is gonna create different things around the character. So for example, the killer could have an obsession and could have a boost to some of his attributes until the obsession is killed. So the objective now would be to keep that survivor alive as long as possible to keep that boost. And
So
vice
there
versa.
will not be a subject of obsession if nobody has a perk that relates to it,
No.
or an item or a
Exactly.
power, because then that would serve
That would do
no
nothing.
purpose
Exactly.
anyway. And the other question was, can you have more than one perk, power, whatever, that has to do with obsession in the
Absolutely.
same match? Absolutely. Yeah.
I've got a question. I've been receiving it a
Yeah?
lot this week. How will Michael Myers fare in the other maps outside of Haydenfield?
His power works any place where he can actually get a good view of stuff is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the maps, anywhere like on the second floor of the asylum, I can see him on the hill anywhere.
Yeah. So there's no handicap.
Absolutely
No.
not.
No.
No.
See?
Some maps, like let's say anything with a cornfield in it, will be a little harder for him. But
Well,
even
yeah,
then,
but the cool thing about
but it's
Myers
not harder
is
for
that,
him. It's harder for everyone.
like Myers, if you're on a hill, you have a better view, but also everybody has a better view of you, so they can know
Yeah.
you're stalking and they will evade you. So you have to be stealthy and find the survivor. So it works in any map.
Will you be able to purchase teachables in the blood web?
Yeah. It's still the whole system
Yeah.
is still in. No worries.
More robust graphic options. So we are slowly adding more and more options, but yeah, I don't think there's any coming in that patch right now.
No.
Yeah, we're not answering Steam questions this week. We'll do that again next week, so we'll compile the list. We like to take the Twitch questions as much as possible, although, to be fair, it is kind of difficult because you are mad.
Console?
Console is coming.
Hey!
Did I just confirm that?
You kind of did.
Well, things happen.
Is it before Christmas?
No,
Just want to make sure.
it is before Dead by Daylight 2. So there. I don't know if that's coming. That's not confirmed. Don't quote me on that. They're going to quote me on that. All right, Q&A. That's pretty much done.
Yeah.
We are getting to the end part of the show. So, first of all, repeat news and announcements, which is funny because we had nothing
None.
in the news. So, I will repeat that we had nothing, and then the second point here was nothing at all. So there, that's done. Will consoles be able to play against PC players? So the whole cross-play thing is a whole bucket of things. Eels, I believe. So I don't know about that. There you go. Okay. Yes, there will be notifications to the survivors that Michael Myers has leveled up his tier.
Yeah, it's a very cool mechanic actually.
Yeah. Do we have any other announcements? No. Thank you to our mods that were here today. Really, really cool new little emote, Mr. Diabetic. Oh yeah, I'll talk a moment about the fact that lately, for the last week and a half, I've been jumping in a few more streams. I had sort of put that aside because I was traveling too much, but now that I'm back, I do that quite a lot more. You do that too, Paul. We have Alex doing that in a few Chinese streams, and I believe our Russian friend Clyde might be doing that in some Russian-speaking streams, which is really cool. I have been subbing in some of those streams because I like the streamers that are cool and positive and give out a good show and obviously play Dead by Daylight. So that's it. It's my way to give thumbs up and props to people who do something that I appreciate. Also, we are working on something else to give props to streamers that do cool stuff.
Yeah.
We are working with Twitch on that, and it's really, really cool. The people at Twitch are super helpful, and they're as excited as we are with creating new and exciting ways for people to interact together. Bringing the world together, in a way. We do our part. The words of wisdom for today. I thought about it, actually. Last night, I was in bed, and I was thinking about it, and I was wondering what the words of wisdom should be for today. And I was thinking, you know what? Everybody's got things that they're wondering if they should do. And my words of wisdom today are just do the thing. There's no, I mean, hobbies or things you're like, oh, I can't play the violin. I probably can't fly a kite. I can't knit. There's YouTube videos that explain everything. You have starter kits online on eBay for $5. You have people in your neighborhood who give ballet classes for free. Try. Do it. Do the thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Take a moment, do it, and then, 5 years later, what do you know? You're having a beer with a friend that you haven't seen in 10 years, and they're like, what's up with you? And you go, well, I make robots now, and also I knit amazing sweaters, and by the way, I just gave myself a wedgie.
Yeah.
You need a hobby.
Yeah. Starting fires is not a hobby.
Well, it could be if it's in a very
It's
controlled.
not a hobby. It's just not a hobby.
Like amateur chemistry.
No.
No?
It's not a hobby. No.
Okay, I did not encourage people to start fires in their neighborhoods or give maybe arson classes
No.
at the local
Not at all.
community center. Do not do that.
We still have 5 minutes. Impress us with amazing questions.
Thanks for telling me to do meth. There's probably a center around. Any upcoming changes to the nurse? That's not an amazing question, but it's okay.
And no, not for now.
Will you refund offerings if the killer disconnects?
Yeah, it's an annoying one. We're looking into it.
Yeah. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff. Bring back Dwight's nail-biting animation.
No! Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know why it disappeared in the first place. Probably a very good reason.
Yeah. More languages gonna be added? Yes, but not that one, because that's not a proper sentence. Stay as you are, guys.
Feta.
Will do.
Feta?
Someone asked me what's Paul's favorite cheese.
Feta is a good choice.
Yeah, today my salad usually is feta in my salad. Today I put bocconcini in there, and it made me very happy.
Did you choose feta because it's salty?
Yeah.
Oh, it's salty, guys.
It's so salty.
It's salty.
I really like it.
It's like the official Dead by Daylight cheese.
Feta. What was that? I learned a very rude Swedish saying. It sounds like feta, but it's not feta. Feta? I don't know. I probably said something horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's not what I said.
No.
Okay. What else?
Questions?
Okay.
Still have time.
New gesture?
Oh, well,
Do you want to make a new gesture?
no,
Or
not
in the
like
game?
that. I don't want to. Yeah, in the
I
game,
don't know
new
what that
gestures.
is.
Yeah, working on something pretty cool with gestures.
Really? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, well, no, it's that new.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about doors?
We have actually. We now know what that means. Don't say it though. Don't read the line. But we know what the feta in this other language means. So.
Okay.
About doors, we actually had a prototype earlier about doors, and as expected, making doors is quite complicated and has a lot of edge cases.
Yeah.
But it is something quite cool, and
It's a cool gameplay mechanic.
Probably go back to it in some ways or not.
Yeah. I know you like doors.
I like doors.
I like the Doors, personally,
Mm-hmm.
as a band. Pretty
I will
good.
get that.
Okay, sometimes my cursor is invisible. Yeah, that's a bug. It happens.
Yeah, we know about this issue.
Is the entity based on someone's behavior? Ha! I can think of someone. But I don't think that's based on that person.
No.
Yeah. Why no love for the YouTube gaming streamers? That is not true. We love many of them.
Yes.
Lies!
You know who you are. We're waiting to hear from you. Yeah. It's usually harder with YouTubers because of the delay in response. Twitch is so much more instant there. Yeah. Match history. So getting a match history in your stats. We wanted to have this screen with all the stats. We talked about that. It's in the bucket. Nudes for codes. Someone offered that at some point. I remember. In a
Yeah.
bar in New York. It was good. Good times. That didn't happen, by the way. So yeah, we are at the end of our program now. So we
Yeah.
get to the part that says goodbye. This should be inverted. So first, don't forget to follow.
Follow us.
Click on the links. They're right there.
Yeah,
And then there's
yeah.
some probably here. I like doing that in the videos we used to
Yeah,
make.
it's been a while.
So we don't do those anymore. So follow us on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on whatever else. MySpace.
Yeah, especially MySpace.
Yeah. And what else? Just follow us everywhere. Steam. And then don't forget to be good to others. Also, goodbye.
Ciao.